Sweet Treat Shop. The Four Seasons Diner Rio Grande with the lowest prices, including a 99-cent breakfast special. Brooks Market, your local neighborhood grocer with a $6.99 per pound filet mignon special. Also by the Star Diner North Wildwood, the North Wildwood Recreation Department, Woody Surf and Skate, Santucci Square Pizza North Wildwood. And now, from high atop the Panther Perch and beautiful downtown KB Courthouse, it's Mr. Radio Brian Kniff and Albert Buddy the Budman Tarbud.
Hello everyone, we are back on the air for high school basketball here on 98.7 The Coast. We just left you for the Boardwalk Basketball Classic. It seems like it ended about 45 minutes ago. But here we are back on the air for a big rivalry game between Wildwood Catholic and Middle Township. And you can tell it's a big rivalry game, buddy, by all four fans that are in the stands here at Middle Township.
Actually, the gym for the JV game was sparsely attended, but you can see there are some people now starting to come into the gym. And again, if you're out there and you're within listening distance and you want to see a good high school basketball game, we anticipate we're going to be bringing you one here tonight. Wildwood Catholic and Middle Township, obviously, Brian. You know, Middle Township, they're 3-3. Wildwood Catholic 2-5. Uncharacteristic for both teams to have those types of records this early in the season.
Yeah, not the talent level in these two programs as has been the last couple of years, but these are two teams that still expect to be pretty competitive in the Cape Atlantic League. And you know what? For two teams, buddy, that are probably going to go right down to the wire in terms of qualifying for the state tournament, and you have to be 500 by the first Saturday of February to do so. This is a huge swing game for both teams, particularly Wildwood Catholic. Wildwood Catholic at 2-5. It does not bode well to fall 4 games under 500 in the first week of January. So Middle Township probably has a little more wiggle room in that regard, but even still, this is a huge game for both programs.
Well, when you look at that too, Brian, I mean, Wildwood Catholic on New Year's Eve day, a very emotional win, a big come-from-behind victory against Wildwood High, obviously their crosstown rival. So you got that game on New Year's Eve day. You take New Year's to relax a little bit. You know, you have a practice. Then you come back right away on January 2nd. You got to play a huge county rival in Middle Township.
Yeah, and
so the emotional factor. And then tomorrow night they come right back and play Cape May Tech.
And Middle Township has St. Augustine. So this is a critical stretch here. It's interesting. I was talking to a few people about this today. But the way I understand it is the Cape Atlantic League is the only league in South Jersey that's playing league games tonight, and then the teams all come back and play league games tomorrow. Just about every team in the area is playing back-to-back, although one thing we can report is due to a scheduling mix-up, Lower Cape May's games with Millville, both boys and girls, have been postponed until tomorrow, and that creates a back-to-back situation for their programs because now they're playing Friday or Thursday and Friday, the girls and boys teams there. But anyway, for this one here, you have Wildwood Catholic. As you said, buddy, this is a very rare stretch for them. They're going to play 3 county opponents in a row. You mentioned Wildwood on Monday, this game tonight, and then Cape May Tech tomorrow. And Middle Township comes right back tomorrow with a big rivalry game with St. Augustine Prep. So this is a tough little spot for this game here. But both teams are really in the same spot, so it should give no advantage or disadvantage to either club.
Well, without a doubt, you know, to do a quick recap for our listeners, you know, Wildwood Catholic goes into the Christmas tournament 0-4. They were able to get a tough win against Oakcrest High School, 64-59, in their semifinal game. Then they lost to a very tough game to a good high school program out of Philadelphia, coached by Mike Sidebotham, the Philadelphia Electrical and Technology High School, 50-48. Then, as we just spoke about, they come back on New Year's Eve day with that big come-from-behind victory over the Wildwood Warriors, 55-52. They got tonight's game. Obviously, we're bringing that to you. And then tomorrow night, Cape May Tech. So 3 out of these last 4 days, they got very emotional games to play against, good county rivals. Middle Township, on the other hand, as you said, Brian, tonight, obviously, they're playing Wildwood Catholic. Then they travel to the Prep to play St. Augustine. Now, we know that's a good rivalry, but that's always a tough road when you have to go up there. After that, Middle Township has Ocean City on Saturday. Then they have St. Joe's here, and then they have Pleasantville at Pleasantville, and then Lower Cape May. So you're looking at, a 5-game stretch where basically tournament hopes could be either expended upon or quashed.
Yeah, so certainly a big stretch of games here for both clubs. Middle Township, of course, we are in Middle, so they'll wear the white uniforms trimmed in black and orange, while with Catholic will wear the away blues trimmed in white and gray. They're going to play the national anthem. We'll take a quick break, come back right after this. Statman 3, Mark Rucci also in attendance. Videographer Matt Ulmer also in attendance. 3 officials. You know it's a big game. First of all, buddy, we've never seen 3 officials in this gym, which is kind of odd, but 3 officials have been assigned to this game. Rich Sakosha, Mike Cook, and Frank Burbridge.
So that'll just give you a little bit of...
Actually, and in theory, buddy, some of our listeners might think that would make 5 officials here. Because you and I usually tend to make some calls from up here.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's going to be a lot of second guessing as usual. But again, too, that just, the intensity that is expected for tonight's matchup. You bring out that third, the 3-man crew to hopefully really keep the game under control. So it's going to be interesting. Starters
for Wildwood Catholic, it's the same as it's been for just about the entire season. 4 seniors and a junior. Julian Miller, the only junior in the backcourt, along with Pat Kelly and Matt Mangold. And then down low, Clark Hindelang and Welly Gonzalez. For Middle Township, Ira Thomas, a senior. Jason Thompson, a senior. Derek Schmolk, a senior. Tommy Salveson, a senior at point guard. And then Taz Harris, a junior, also in the starting lineup. And what's interesting about this game, buddy, is that while some kids are technically playing those positions, the forward and center positions, this is a game that will really start with 10 guards on the floor.
Yeah,
at the very least 8 anyway. I mean, I guess Derek Schmolk may not be a guard and Welly Gonzalez may not be a guard for Wildwood Catholic, but I mean, there is not a lot of height on the basketball floor. The tallest player in the starting lineup for Middle is Schmolk at about 6'1.5". And Wildwood Catholic lists Pat Kelly and Clark Hindelang at 6'4" on their roster. But they apparently must have been taking those measurements when both of those kids were standing on the first step, because they are not 6'4".
Well said. Or they were tippy-toeing.
Yeah, but they're just calling it for what it is.
And again, too, Brian, it's going to come down to, obviously it's going to be a guard-dominated game. And both teams are going to look to pressure the ball. And the team that takes care of the basketball, makes the less turnovers, should be the team that comes out on top. But it's going to be...
Schmolk will jump it up against Hindelang.
Should be a good 32 minutes of basketball.
Middle Township, the home team, moving from right to left on your radio dial. Frank Burbridge, the lead official, walks into the center circle, tosses, and the tip is controlled by Wildwood Catholic. Here comes Julian Miller. Expect a lot of pressure, man-to-man, from both clubs. Miller goes to Hindelang. Dribble drive baseline, doubled, spins through it. Shot up, no good. Got his own rebound and missed. Welly Gonzalez, an offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Miller for another possession. Miller into the top of the lane is shut off and backs away. Hesitation, dribble into the lane, but it's stolen right out of his hands by Jason Thompson. Thompson down the right side, off the glass and good. And he went right at Pat Kelly. Kelly had a hard time defending that because Thompson drove it right at him.
Yeah, Jason comes up with the steal down the defensive end and then just takes it coast to coast.
On the coast. Pass in the post is turned over. That's 2 turnovers by Wildwood Catholic on their first couple of possessions. Ira Thomas, crossover dribble, kicks out to Taz Harris. Harris walks it back out, head of the circle. Fumbled the dribble and then shovels it off to Ira Thomas. Thomas over to Salveson, fakes an 18-footer, back to Thomas. To Harris, swung to Thompson left side against Pat Kelly. Back to Thomas, left side Salveson, 3-ball on the way, that's short. Rebound taken by Julian Miller. Miller comes up across the timeline. Takes it left side, goes to Matt Mangold, head of the circle, left side to Hindelang. Hindelang goes to Kelly against Salveson. Kelly puts the ball on the floor, breaks a 5-second count. Now we have a foul on Salveson. Out top, 30 feet from the basket.
And yeah, that is not a good foul. And when you're going to hand check right in front of the official, where everybody in the gym can see it. The official has no choice but to call it.
Especially when you hand check with two hands.
Exactly, and that's Salveson's first, team's first.
Mangold, top of the lane, goes to Miller on the left wing. Back to Hindelang. Fakes a three, goes to Kelly. Kelly fires a three. Bang! Nothing but the bottom of the net from 21 feet away, about a step behind the three-point line.
And that time they ran a little set play to get Kelly open on that left wing, and he's able to take advantage and knock it down.
Thomas working against Miller, gets by him to the glass, no good but a foul. Welly Gonzalez came in with an attempt to take a charge and got there late. And he's going to be a little banged up for his efforts. Yeah, he took a nice shot from Ira Thomas, but...
Well, he's got to get there quicker, Brian. He had plenty of time. I mean, he had the right thought. But
3-2, Wildwood Catholic in the lead.
But fundamentally, he just didn't get there physically.
First free throw spins in and out. I still think the most shocking thing is that there's 3 officials assigned to this game. Thomas's second free throw is up and also spins in and out. Thomas a bit unfortunate there. A couple of good strokes at the line, but both halfway down and out. 3-2 Wildwood Catholic. 5:45 to go first quarter. Kelly left wing, or right wing, excuse me. Goes back out to Mangold. And Gonzalez goes over to Hindelang. Hindelang, a baseline drive, is double teamed, kicks it out. Mangold kicks back out to Kelly, to Miller. Miller for 3, head of the circle, and he hits nothing but the bottom of the net. We have a halftime score up in Ocean City. The Raiders leading Vineland 29-23. That's a boys game.
5:10 to go here in the opening quarter. It's Wildwood Catholic 6, Middle Township 2.
Left side, Tom Salveson. Holding against Mangold. Now it's Ira Thomas. To Derek Smoke. To Jason Thompson. Thompson, couple of dribbles, gets into the lane. That's a pretty strong move, but he couldn't finish. Rebound, Taz Harris, and his putback is up and good.
That was a good, strong move by Jason Thompson, and Harris able to come to the weak side.
Nice thing to see from Jason Thompson, buddy, is that was something he didn't do all that well last year, is create off the dribble. He did that well right there.
Yes, he did. Taz Harris did a good job hitting the weak side, able to pick up that rebound and get a putback.
Wildwood Catholic just working the perimeter here, a couple of dribble handoffs. Now Mangold takes it in the corner, goes back to Miller, top of the lane, tried to pass. Gonzalez was open, but it was tipped and stolen by Harris. To the basket, up and no good, and it's all Wildwood Catholic on the glass.
Well, that time Julian Miller, Brian, he tried to throw he needed to throw a bounce pass.
Hindelang, a baseline drive. Good find into the lane to Mangold. Gave up the shot. Now it's Hindelang from 16 feet along the baseline, and it's good.
Well, that time Wildwood Catholic did a good job making the extra pass, finding the teammate to
we
get
didn't
a better
see that
shot.
their first few games.
No, without a doubt. It was from Mangold to Gonzalez. They dumped it back out to Hindelang, and he knocks down the 16-foot jump shot.
Thompson, the top of the key, takes it right side, hands off to Thomas. Now it's Salveson for 3 on the left side, no good. Rebound Miller. It's 8-4 Wildwood Catholic. 3:35 to go first quarter. Matt Mangold on the left wing. Lobs a pass to Kelly on the right wing. Kelly on the floor, steps in, 18-footer. That's not a good shot. He airballs it, and it goes out of bounds.
And Tommy Salveson is really dinging up Pat Kelly. Brian, he's doing a good job of really just bothering him and trying to deny him the ball.
The one thing we've seen from Kelly, buddy, especially this year, is that he can score in a hurry. Held scoreless against Wildwood in the first half the other day and finished with 14. Then again, in the fourth quarter of that game, everybody except the Wildwood Catholic bus driver was scoring for the Crusaders.
Yeah, when you put 32 points up in 8 minutes.
Ira Thomas trying to kick out to Taz Harris. That goes out of bounds.
You put 32 points up in an 8-minute quarter, you're having an offensive party.
Statman liked that line.
2:56 to play, opening quarter, Wildwood Catholic 8, Middle Township 4.
Middle put some pressure on here, and it's stolen away. Ryan McCusker came up with the loose ball after it was tipped away. McCusker's the first sub into the game. Here's Harris on the left wing against Hindelang. Dribble drive, and they call a foul on the floor. And this will go against Clark Hindelang.
That's his first, team's second.
Salveson bounces it right into the middle of the lane, and Taz Harris' short jump hook is good. And that's not good defense off the inbound play, especially when you're playing a 2-3 zone on the inbound, to allow a bounce pass to come right into the middle of the lane.
Wild Catholic, a lot of confusion there. Who was supposed to be guarding the basket?
8-6 Crusaders.
Taz Harris took advantage of it.
They have the basketball. Kelly off a staggered screen couldn't get open, so Miller tries to throw it down low to Gonzalez, but the pass was a little too hot, and Gonzalez couldn't save it inbounds. It's
another turnover against Wildwood Catholic. Their fourth one of the first quarter. Check that, fifth one.
8-6. Wildwood Catholic in the lead, however, despite all those turnovers. In the corner, Thompson fakes, steps in, 15-footer short. McCusker's on the back of Clark Hindelang, and a foul.
And that will be the first personal foul, number 21 for Middle Township, Ryan McCusker. His first, team second. Again, Middle Township showing that full court press.
Hindelang splits a double team, goes to Mangold. Bounces back to Hindelang. Lobbed over the far side to Mangold, who picked up the loose ball. Wild pass, but it's tipped right back into his hands. And now Wildwood Catholic will reset. The problem there, buddy, was one of the Wildwood Catholic players was in the wrong spot against the press. They had no one in the middle of the floor. Here is Hindelang driving. Pull-up jumper, top of the lane is good.
And again, Wildwood Catholic.
He is tough dribbling to his left, buddy, and pulling up.
Yes, he is. And again, Wildwood Catholic making the extra pass.
And that's exactly how he won the game against Wildwood, buddy. It was a couple of hard dribbles to his left and a pull-up baseline jumper. And after looking at film of that game, we have a traveling violation on Jason Thompson. After looking at the film of that game, buddy, the one thing that popped out at me was Matt Mangold, and I don't think we really noticed it live, set a tremendous ball screen for Hindelang to free him up for that game-winning jumper on Monday.
No, everything needed to work to get him open, and that's what Wildwood Catholic did.
I had to drop that in so I wouldn't get another phone call from his mother. Mangold, top of the lane now. Jumper is no good, but they call a traveling violation on him anyway before he took the shot.
57 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Wildwood Catholic 10, Middle Township 6.
Ira Thomas comes up across the timeline. Gets to the foul line area. Comes left side to Thompson. Good closeout by Mangold to prevent the three-point attempt. Thompson looked open immediately, or for a second anyway, but couldn't get the shot away. Thomas resets the offense, goes right side back to Salveson. Now he is open for three. His shot is short, and Mangold the rebound for Wildwood Catholic. And now it's Hindelang. We are inside 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. Wildwood Catholic wants to hold for one, leading by 4. Hindelang on the left wing. Working against Eric Schmoke. Goes back to Miller. Wildwood Catholic trying to set up a play here. Here's Mangold. It's Miller. And Miller won't get the shot away. Oh, they count it. They count it from the far side, but buddy, from here, there was no way that shot should have counted. Wow, that buzzer definitely sounded before Miller let it go, but that's a big shot for 3. 13-6, Wildwood Catholic leads it, and we'll be back right after this on 98.7. Back at Middle Township High School, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbot, and kind of a controversial end of the first quarter. The Middle Township bench not happy at all. Julian Miller, a 22-foot line drive three-pointer at the buzzer that most people in the gym thought was that he released the ball well after the buzzer, but the official on the far side of the court who has the call counted the basket.
Yeah, definitely from our vantage point, both visually and hearing-wise, it did definitely sound like the buzzer had gone off and then Miller released the basketball. But nonetheless, they counted it, and Wildwood Catholic shot 5 for 8 in that first quarter, Brian. They were 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Counting that last one, Julian Miller was 2 for 2.
You talk about the turnovers. Wildwood Catholic, leading the game by 7, and they had a boatload of turnovers in that first quarter.
6 turnovers. And here's a glaring statistic. Middle Township did not have one defensive rebound in that entire quarter.
Ira Thomas goes to Taz Harris. Harris bounces back to Thomas. Now it's Salveson, top of the key. Zach DeWeese and MJ Nestor are in for Wildwood Catholic. Derek Schmoke takes it to the right side. It's in the corner to Harris. Harris, crossover dribble. Good defense by Hindelang to shut off the baseline. And Middle Township has to reset. Thomas working against Nestor. Now it's over to Harris. Taz Harris for 3. Off the back iron, Tom Salveson picks up the offensive rebound, though, for Middle. Thomas, top of the lane, kicks to Salveson for 3. Off the back of the iron, and Derek Schmoke pulls down the rebound. This may not be the vintage Middle Township teams that we've seen, buddy, in terms of talent, but start giving them extra possessions, and they'll start hurting Wildwood Catholic.
Right, they're working on their 4th possession right now in this offensive sequence.
Thompson working against Kelly. Uses a ball screen, dips in, off the glass, no good. Rebound batted around. Gonzalez comes away with it for Wildwood Catholic. Gives it to Zach DeWeese, back to Clark Hindelang. Hindelang to DeWeese, top of the key. Goes to Nestor. Nestor left side to Hindelang. Baseline drive, pull-up jumper. Got it. Again, the 2 hard dribbles to his left and the pull-up jumper.
Well, that's one of Clark Hindelang's favorite moves. And it's something he likes to do a lot, and if you're going to let him do it, he's going to knock it down.
(15-6), Wildwood Catholic in the lead. 6:10 to go in the first half. Ira Thomas shut off by MJ Nestor. Goes out to Tom Salveson. Now it's Taz Harris. Further on the left wing to Derek Schmoke. Backdoor pass at the top of the lane to Jason Thompson. Got through a couple of defenders but missed. Here's Kelly trying to run for Wildwood Catholic. Dips through a couple of people, and we have a foul. Oh, they call an offensive foul against Pat Kelly.
Wow.
15-6, Wildwood Catholic in the lead, 5:49 to go, first half.
Wow.
Great drop-ins, buddy.
Wow.
Tom Salveson on the left wing against Zach DeWeese. Now it's Ira Thomas. Goes over to Derek Schmoke. Steps in off a 1 dribble. Wild shot from 18 feet. Didn't have a chance to go in, and now Wildwood Catholic has it in the offensive end. MJ Nestor will start the offense. Goes left side to Clark Hindelang. Hindelang to DeWeese. DeWeese goes left side to Nestor. Nestor being manhandled a bit by Ira Thomas, but is able to rip the ball out of there and restart the offense.
And Wildwood Catholic just being patient offensively.
Pass stolen away by Thomas. Thomas to the basket, and it's blocked from behind by Hindelang. And Hindelang comes up with a steal after that.
Wow, what an effort by Clark Hindelang.
Kelly left side. Ball's tipped out of his hands and out of bounds, so Wildwood Catholic will have it. Mangold checks back in along with Julian Miller. And now we have a full timeout called by Middle Township. And we'll be back right after this on 98.7 The Coast.
Say right now, Brian.
Go ahead, bud. I'm sorry.
Coach Fracco is incensed at the officiating right now.
Well, he thought that was goaltending
exactly.
on Hindelang.
And that was close.
Yeah, and he was, the thing that he yelled right as he took the timeout was, he said, that's 2 you missed. Because obviously he felt like that they missed the 3-point shot at the buzzer by Miller that was released in Middle's eyes and in a lot of people's eyes here that was released after the buzzer. And then that block by Hindelang certainly borderline could have been on its way down.
Well, he was arguing that it was already on the glass.
Right.
When Hindelang went up and got it.
But out of the timeout, Wildwood Catholic runs the backdoor lob to Hindelang, and the layup is good. 17-6. The Crusaders lead it.
And Brian, right now, with one of the problems at Middle Township, they struggle offensively. They just don't have a lot of guys that can put the ball in the basket. And if Wildwood Catholic continues to pull away or continues to score easily, it's going to...
Taz Harris misses a 17-footer. Got a return pass from Derek Schmoke after the miss, or after the rebound by Schmoke, but missed the layup, but another offensive rebound by the Panthers. Here's Schmoke now for 3. That's no good. Rebound Julian Miller. Wow, Middle Township can't buy a bucket right now. They have just these 6 points, and we are now 12 minutes into the basketball game.
They're shooting 3 for 16.
Mangold on the left wing. Holding goes to Hindelang. Hindelang goes to Miller. Miller backs away against Thomas. Right side. And finally got rid of it to beat a 5-second count.
Ira Thomas just doing a real good job defending against Miller.
And now Wildwood Catholic wants a 30-second timeout. You know, the one thing that we've noticed over the last few games with Wildwood Catholic, buddy, is that their players, it seems like, are finally starting to understand their roles on the team. You know, we saw some players trying to do things early in the year that they really don't have the talent to do. And now you're starting to see this team play better. I mean, despite that loss to Philadelphia Electric, they had the big comeback to force overtime. And that Philadelphia Electric team's probably going to be one of the top 10 teams or so in what is now a 50-some team public league in Philadelphia. And, you know, you're starting to slowly but surely see it coming from Wildwood Catholic. It's just a matter of, is it too late? I mean, it certainly isn't, but they may need to knock off somebody that maybe they're not supposed to kind of right their ship a little bit. But, you know, offensively tonight, they really at both ends of the floor, they've come to play at the beginning of the game here, whereas the last few games, even though they won 2 out of 3, they certainly didn't do that. And, of course, after all the high praise I give the Crusaders, they turn the ball over 2 seconds into their next possession.
Yeah, that right there is just a...
the 98-7, the Coast Jinx strikes again.
Without a doubt. Again, Matt Mangold, where was he going?
Ryan McCusker along the baseline. Good move. No good but a foul. And he'll get 2 shots.
And that foul is going to be on number 31, Welly Gonzalez, his second, team's 4th, and Ryan McCusker will go to the line to shoot 2.
Free throw is good. Get another. That breaks a long scoreless string for Middle. It's actually Middle's first point of the quarter with 3:19 to go. And wow, he almost airballed the second free throw. 17-7. Middle stays and shows pressure. Gonzalez, nice job. Center of the floor to Kelly. Kelly to the basket. That's an offensive foul. That's an easy call for the official there. Kelly had an opportunity, buddy, to pull up from 8 feet with a teammate under the basket for a potential miss, but tried to go all the way to the rim himself, and Jason Thompson, a nice job taking the offensive foul.
And that's going to be the second personal foul on Pat Kelly. 5th team foul against the Crusaders.
Both of his fouls on the offensive end.
3 minutes to play in the first half. It's Wildwood Catholic 17, Middle Township 7.
Thompson for 3, knocked it down. And it's now 17-10. And Middle again shows pressure. Center of the floor to Boley, nearly lost it. But now it's Mangold, and Wildwood Catholic gets it up the floor quickly. Here's Hindelang with it. Hindelang, dribble drive right side, pulls up off the glass, no good. Rebound, Salveson. Hindelang, who's pretty good with his shot selection. That wasn't a good one there. Taz Harris, no good on that shot. The rebound goes off of Ryan McCusker and out of bounds.
And again, you know what you're saying there too. Clark Hindelang normally makes better decisions. He shot the ball too quick.
Oh, nice play by Ryan McCusker, buddy.
Yes, it
makes
was.
the steal, couldn't keep his balance in bounds, but called timeout before falling out of bounds. This will be a 30.
That's just a lazy pass on the inbounds by Wildwood Catholic. And McCusker did a good job. He's up on the ball defending the inbounds. He's able to get his hand out there hit the ball, it bounces inbounds, and he grabs it as he's falling out of bounds, has the sense to look at the official and call a quick timeout.
Yeah, you mentioned the word lazy, buddy, and I think Wildwood Catholics had a couple of lazy possessions. I mean, they were in a position where they really could have taken control of this game, leading 17-6, and now Middle scoring 4 straight, and then they'll get the ball out of this 30-second timeout.
And I think right now that's what Coach Dave DeWeese is really telling his team. We have to take care of the basketball. In Middle Township, they can catch lightning in a bottle. They can strike quickly. And with that athleticism, when they throw that full court press on you, I mean, that is going to work as their offense. One thing the Panthers have always been able to do, and that is score in transition, particularly off their press.
Thomas with it for Middle Township out of the 30-second timeout by Middle. Holding just inside the timeline, bounces to Salveson. Salveson goes over to Thomas. Thomas holding. Here's Thompson curling behind a screen for 3. Short. Long rebound to Matt Mangold. Cross court pass to Miller. Miller goes back to Hindelang. Hindelang across the timeline. Bounces right side to Nestor. Nestor holding. Goes to Miller. Miller goes right side to Nestor. Now the Wildwood Catholic bench isn't happy because Hindelang, they felt, got held. Here's Mangold down low to Gonzalez. Ball's loose on the floor. And Wildwood Catholic picks it up. Wow, it calls timeout.
Well, Middle Township picks it up.
Middle calls timeout. This will have to be this will be a 30-second timeout. But Middle now has used 3 timeouts already in the first half.
And I think that was a case, Brian, where Ryan McCusker didn't know who was around him.
Right.
I mean, I think he thought he was going to be in a jump ball type of situation. But after Welly Gonzalez gave up or lost position of the basketball, he just turned around and walked away from the play. And McCusker, not realizing where he was as far as court sense, he calls a timeout.
Well, not to mention, too, you know what? You do have a lot of things as a player to think about on the basketball floor, but the other thing is the possession arrow right now is in Middle Township's favor. So in that instance, it's not a bad thing to get tied up, especially when you make the play on the defensive end. If you're going to take a timeout to prevent being tied up, you want to do that when the possession arrow is not in your favor.
And again, that just comes with, when you have a lot of players on the court that don't have varsity experience, they're going to make those kinds of mistakes.
Thomas dribble penetrates. Thompson fakes a 3, shot up no good. Rebound McCusker, rejected by Gonzalez. Middle Township, though, another offensive rebound. They've had a boatload already in this game. Now we have a foul called on Gonzalez out front. And what I was mentioning on the last possession, buddy, was Wildwood Catholic had a situation where Hindelang was kind of isolated out on the left wing and tried to cut back door to the basket. And Tommy Salveson put 2 hands on Hindelang and prevented him from making the cut, and the Wildwood Catholic bench exploded. But there was no foul called.
And that was the 3rd personal foul on Welly Gonzalez. 6th team foul against the Crusaders.
Left side, Taz Harris goes back to Thomas, goes to Salveson. Salveson to Thompson, head of the circle for 3, bang! And all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game inside a minute to go in the first half. And now Wildwood Catholic, which held an 11-point lead a few moments ago, they haven't scored in over 3 minutes. Mangold to Miller, center of the floor to Nestor, to the basket, got bumped from behind and fouled. Kind of a late whistle, but a correct one, which is why you kind of hear the Bronx cheer from the Middle fans.
And that will be the 2nd personal foul on Tommy Salveson, just the 3rd team foul against Middle Township here in the first half.
And Wildwood Catholic will roll the dice a little bit here and bring Kelly back in with the 3 fouls. Miller goes to DeWeese, swung to Hindelang. Bounce pass down low from Hindelang to Mangold. Wow, a lot of contact, no foul called. But Hindelang, the offensive rebound for the Crusaders. Here's Miller to the basket to Mangold. Got it, and a foul. I guess Matt would rather take that result anyway. You get the basket and the foul, but he got decked on his previous attempt. Hindelang got the offensive rebound to give them another chance. Mangold scores and will go to the line.
Yeah, that was just a very interesting sequence of events, obviously. But in the end, Wildwood Catholic gets the best result. MJ Nestor checks back into the game, and Pat Kelly will go back to the bench.
Free throw by Mangold is good. It's 20-13. Wildwood Catholic, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Ira Thomas across the timeline working against Julian Miller. Thomas got it to McCusker, over to Salveson. Salveson head and shoulders fake to McCusker. 15-footer is short. Rebound Hindelang. He's got time. 5 seconds to go. Hindelang, dribble drive, pulls up. Whoa, not a contact again and no foul at the buzzer, and the Wildwood Catholic bench is not happy. And Clark Hindelang just got up and walked over toward the official before a teammate grabbed him and got him out of the way. And at the half, it is 20-13, Wildwood Catholic, and we'll be back. Middle Township High School, Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbotten, 20-13. Middle Township trailing Wildwood Catholic here at the half. And Wildwood Catholic will have possession. Girls game is that Middle Township leads at 20-8. Sally O'Donnell has scored 5 points in the game so far for Wildwood Catholic, so she's 13 shy of 1,000. Wildwood Catholic with the ball, start the second half, and Mangold inbounds to Julian Miller. Left side, Welly Gonzalez. Down low along the baseline to Hindelang. Fall away jumper's no good. Probably a little quick for that shot. And it's missed. And Middle Township has it. Harris to Thomas. Ira Thomas holding. Goes to Tom Salveson on the right side. Salveson bounces along the baseline to Derek Schmoke. Dribbles against Gonzalez. Comes out to Ira Thomas. Now it's Taz Harris on the left side. Harris goes back to Salveson. Salveson in the corner to Schmoke. Now it's Salveson again to Thomas. Over to Harris. 18-footer, no good. Rebound Kelly. And Salveson nearly took it out of his hands, but it's out of bounds. But that will allow Middle Township to set up their press. Mangold goes over to Kelly. Kelly back to Mangold as they survey this pressure. And they get it center of the floor to Hindelang, and they beat the pressure nicely. Cross court to Kelly. Kelly back to Hindelang. Kelly, one dribble, fires a three, short, rebound. Gonzalez, one dribble, layup, no, missed it. And the rebound's brought down by Salveson, and he's banged into by Hindelang, and that'll be Hindelang's second foul.
Middle Township wanted an over-the-top call on Gonzalez.
Yeah, they didn't get that one, but they got the one on Hindelang. Wildwood Catholic now showing 2-2-1 pressure in the backcourt, and they nearly throw it away, but Middle Township's able to pick it back up. Down the lane is Thompson. Some contact, no foul. Missed the shot, missed his tip, and now Mangold gets the loose ball. Probably a good no call by the officials. Some contact down there as Hindelang tried to take a charge, but nothing forthcoming. Here is Gonzalez. Fakes a 17-footer, goes to Miller. Miller goes to Gonzalez again. Back to Mangold. To Hindelang. 17-footer. Got it. Good patience by the Crusaders. They lead it by 9. Salveson with it, goes to Thomas. Thomas left side to Harris against the pressure. Thomas again. Now it's up in the corner to Thompson. Thompson for three, in and out. Rebound Salveson, and he's tied up. Oh, they call a foul on Hindelang here. And that's going to be his third. That's a big foul call.
Yeah, that is a big foul call, especially they pass on what could have been an over-the-top call on Taz Harris. And the ball gets smacked to Tommy Salveson. Salveson does a good job. And he's a strong player, and Hindelang thinks he has him tied up.
Oh, and now we have an offensive foul called against Derek Schmoke on the inbound pass before the ball's inbounded. That's actually just a common foul. It's not an offensive foul.
And then they call that on Ira Thomas. That'll be his first, team's first.
Middle shows some pressure, but Catholic beats it easily as they entered at center of the floor to Hindelang. And he passed it off to a teammate and got it across midcourt. Here's Mangold left side. Holds, goes to Gonzalez, head of the circle. Right side to Miller. Miller bounces to Hindelang. Swung left side to Mangold. Fakes a three. Walks it back out, goes to Hindelang on the right wing. To Gonzalez. Head and shoulders fake. Tried to drive to the basket. Lost the handle, and it goes out of bounds.
And in that instance right there, top of the key, Middle Township in good help side defense. Where was Welly Gonzalez going with that dribble? Trying to take his man off the dribble. Going right into the heart of the Panther defense, and they turn the ball over.
Well, we talked about players knowing their roles, and that's not Welly Gonzalez's role. He's not going to take many people off the dribble. Thomas with it for Middle Township. It's 22-17. Gonzalez now with a steal, and that is his role, to play defense. Gets it out to Miller. Miller misses the left-handed layup. Rebounds batted out to Nestor, and he'll restart the offense. Mangold with it. Dribble drive, shut off. Backs it into the corner. Got it out to Nestor. Nestor a dribble drive. Spinning layup is no good. Rebound Taz Harris. Harris splits a double team. Got it to Schmoke. Schmoke dribbles down the right side. Thought about a three. Now goes back to Thompson. Thompson crossover dribble. Kicks out. Salveson for three. That's no good. Middle Township just cannot buy an outside shot in this basketball game.
And if I'm Wildwood Catholic right now, Brian, I'm going to let anybody that's not named Jason Thompson shoot from the outside.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to collapse on the inside and take away their ability to penetrate.
Kelly baseline working against Salveson. Now pulls up for a three and knocks it down. I'm not sure if the Wildwood Catholic bench wanted that because that wasn't in the flow of the offense, but it went down anyway.
That was a tough shot.
Thomas with it. Pass is tipped ahead by Kelly and out of bounds, and Middle Township will have it. McCusker in for Middle, Hindelang in for Catholic.
And again, too, Brian, Tommy Salveson on that defensive possession did a good job D'ing up Kelly. But Kelly wasn't going to be denied.
I'm kind of surprised, buddy, with Wildwood Catholic up 12, that they bring Hindelang back in the game with 3 fouls. Turnover by Middle Township. Bad entry pass, and Wildwood Catholic has it. Takes it up the right side. Goes to Mangold. Mangold, top of the lane, kicks out. Kelly, another 3, trying to get heated up. No good, off the front of the rim. Rebound to Thomas. Thomas across the timeline. Lost the dribble momentarily, now gets it back out to McCusker. Swung to Taz Harris on the right side. Dribble drive, shot up along the baseline, no good. Hindelang the rebound.
It looked like that time MJ Nestor might have got away with banging Taz Harris.
Right.
On the shooting arm.
Now Nestor has it on the left side. Goes over to Miller. Miller to Hindelang. To a cutting Nestor, top of the lane. He kicks out to Mangold. Back to Hindelang, and Wildwood Catholic will reset its offense. Inside 3 minutes to go, third quarter. It's 25-13, Wildwood Catholic. Mangold, head of the circle, steps in. Now goes to Nestor. Nestor to Miller. And we have an illegal screen called against Matt Mangold. And it'll be a turnover on Wildwood Catholic.
Yes, it will. 2:47 to play, third quarter. Wildwood Catholic on top, 25-13. That's Mangold's first personal foul, third team foul.
Thomas with it, goes left side to Taz Harris. Harris through the lane, took a bump.
You're going to say he traveled.
Oh, he traveled, okay. I heard a whistle, and I couldn't pick up which official called it.
And that will be the 4th turnover against Middle Township.
Yeah, I think he walked before he dribbled is what happened. Here's Hindelang, center of the floor, got it across to Miller. Wildwood Catholic, after having a little bit of trouble late in the half with some pressure. Oh, and now Hindelang, a deep 3, knocks it down, and he's got a 15-point lead now for his team.
And that was a good 3 foot beyond the arc.
And there's a travel against Ira Thomas. And what I was about to say before that shot, buddy, was that after having a little bit of trouble against Middle's press late in the second quarter, Wildwood Catholic seems to have made the adjustment at halftime, and the Middle press is not bothering them at all. However, Wildwood Catholic's press is bothering Middle.
And Wildwood Catholic on an 11-0 run.
Here is Nestor. Wildwood Catholic goes to the flex for the first time in the game. Kelly, top of the lane, got manhandled a bit. No foul called. Here's McCusker going the other way. Dribble drive, baseline, layup, got it.
Wow, that was a tough shot. But McCusker gets it, knocks it down.
Oh, lazy pass by Hindelang. Stolen away by Thomas. McCusker, however, missed the layup. And now MJ Nestor has it for Catholic. Cross court to Kelly. Kelly spins into the lane. Fall away jumper, no good. And then he pushes Tommy Salveson in the back after Salveson gets the rebound. That's really a silly foul, and that's his third.
Well, that's a frustration foul. He thought he got fouled. Pat Kelly did, but it wasn't called. He misses. He's short on his shot. But that's his third personal foul.
Rich Crean has to come in for Wildwood Catholic to replace Kelly.
1:32 to go in the third quarter. Wildwood Catholic up 28-15. And again, Clark Hindelang still in the game with his 3 fouls.
Score in the girls' game, buddy, at the end of 3 quarters, it's 24-16. Now there's a pass from Thompson down low. McCusker is fouled. Will go to the line for 2 shots, but over at Wildwood Catholic, Middles girls leading Wildwood Catholic 24-16, and Sally O'Donnell has 10 points in that game, so she's 9 away from 1,000 for her career.
That's going to be the first personal foul in Wildwood Catholic's Rich Crean. 4th team foul against the Crusaders here in the second half.
$1:19 to go in the third quarter. McCusker makes the first foul shot.
And he will get one more. Ryan McCusker is 2 for 3 from the foul line.
What's interesting here, buddy, is that Hindelang and Kelly are both on the floor for Wildwood Catholic with 3 fouls. Second free throw by McCusker is good.
Well, I guess they're thinking, get him in the game for offense.
Right.
And hopefully they're going to be smart enough not to pick up an offensive foul.
Although, really, all 3 of Kelly's fouls have been picked up down the offensive end. Hindelang, a dribble drive. Stopped at the top of the lane, kicks out to Kelly. Kelly goes to Hindelang. Wildwood Catholic ahead by 11. And they might do well to hold for the last shot. There's 49 seconds left in the quarter. Hindelang dips in, goes to Kelly. Kelly, wow. Kelly tried to pull up for 3 with Austin Johnson, who just checked into the game, in his face. Johnson reached in, and they call a foul, and he'll get 3 shots. And, Dave DeWeese, the Wildwood Catholic coach, will certainly take the result. He's not happy with how they're getting to the free throw line here. He just kind of put his head down and shook his head back and forth.
Well, he keeps yelling out patience, patience. And if they don't have a layup when they're holding the ball, they really do not want to shoot the ball, especially when you have the 2 seniors out there with 3 fouls each. If you shoot it too early, they got to play defense. You can't get them out of the game.
Kelly makes the first 2, and let's see if there is a sub at the table to take either him or Hindelang out. And Crean will come in. Kelly will come out. Hindelang stays in. 39 seconds to go. It's Wildwood Catholic enjoying their largest lead of the game at 14. 31-17. Austin Johnson, cross-court pass to Ira Thomas. Thomas got it to Ryan McCusker. McCusker back to Thomas. Thomas holding, goes to McCusker. Back to Thomas. Thomas to Thompson. Thompson steps in. Tough fall away jumper is short. Hindelang the rebound. 11 seconds to go in the quarter. Plenty of time. Hindelang takes it down the right wing. Hindelang doubled. Passed it back out to Miller. 4 seconds to go. Miller doesn't realize the time, and now Thomas takes it out of his hands. Thomas to the basket. No good, but he'll get 2 shots. And the interesting thing is that this kind of brings to mind the rule, buddy, that a lot of people don't realize, and it certainly applies right here. Thomas did not get the ball out of his hands before the end of the quarter. However, because he's fouled in the act of shooting, he's allowed to finish that shot attempt, and he will go to the line for 2 shots. Had Miller not fouled him, Thomas may not have gotten that shot off.
I don't think he would have gotten the shot off.
Right. First free throw is good.
Ira Thomas now 1 for 3 from the foul line.
And the second free throw is on its way. That one is also good. So at the end of the period, it's 31-19 Wildwood Catholic. We'll be back after this on 98.7.
And here we are back at Middle Township High School. You're listening to high school basketball here on 98.7 The Coast. I am Buddy Tarbot alongside Brian Kniff. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, it's the Wildwood Catholic Crusaders leading the Middle Township Panthers, 31-19. And an interesting sequence of plays at the end of that third quarter. Wildwood Catholic up 31-17. And Ira Thomas able to pick Julian Miller's pocket at about half court. And not a lot of time left on the clock. And Julian Miller maybe not aware that if he'd let Thomas go, he wouldn't have been able to get his layup off.
Here's Thompson for 3, and he knocks it down to start the fourth quarter.
And that's exactly what Middle wanted to do. Now Brian, they're down 31-22. A 5-point run for the Panthers.
Hindelang holding. Wow, and the Middle Township pressure. Oh, it's a 10-second violation. I was about to say the Middle Township pressure backed off, but then Hindelang only walked the ball up toward the timeline and then threw a pass before he crossed the division line, and a 10-second violation is called.
Another opportunity for the Panthers to further cut into the Crusader lead.
Salveson right side to Ira Thomas. Thomas goes to Schmoke, 17-footer, no good. Rebound brought down by Miller. And Miller will bring it up across midcourt. You know, it's interesting, buddy. Wildwood Catholic in their last 3 games has had extraordinary comebacks to win 2 of them, send the third game to overtime. Now they're in a strange position of having to protect the lead. Mangold lost the handle but was able to tip it back to Miller. Miller to the basket, tried to power it up after he got tied up momentarily. No good on the shot, and Middle Township has it. And they could cut it to 6 or 5 with a 3. Ira Thomas with it. Holds, takes it right side. Goes to Taz Harris, 17-footer. Got it.
And again, Middle Township being patient, good ball movement. And Harris gets that little baseline jump shot that he can knock down.
Kelly with it against pressure. Got it to Mangold, center of the floor to Deweese. Nice bounce pass to Miller. Miller trapped just inside the timeline. And Wildwood Catholic calls timeout. This will be a full timeout. Middle has cut it to 7. 6:17 to go in the game. Back after this. Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbot, back at Middle Township High School. 31-24. Middle in the lead. Middle is trailing Wildwood Catholic. But they're on a little bit of a run here after Wildwood Catholic got up by as much as 15 a little bit earlier. And
Middle Township's run off 7 straight points, taking advantage of their defense, which is what they traditionally do.
Pass is tipped into the backcourt, and that's a backcourt violation on Wildwood Catholic because the ball went off of Miller's foot. He went back, was the first to touch it.
And that's the 14th turnover against Wildwood Catholic.
Yeah, and they barely had any in the second quarter. They had a lot in the first, and now they're piling up again in the third and fourth here. Here's Salveson left side, got it down low to Schmoke, kicked out to Thompson. Thompson fakes the 3 into the lane, little floater off the back iron, no good. Schmoke's follow, got the friendly roll. It's now a 5-point game. 5-point game, 31-26. Kelly to Hindelang, cross court pass to Miller. Miller dribble drive down the lane, passed it across to Gonzalez. Jason Thompson, however, reached his foot out and got a toe on it, so it becomes a kicking violation.
And just not a good sequence of passes again by the Crusaders. In that third quarter, Brian, you hit on it. They were moving the ball very, very well against the Middle Township full court press. Now,
Gonzalez in the lane, no good. Hindelang, the offensive rebound, dips in and out, fouled it again and tipped it up and in.
And Clark Hindelang again, second and third efforts, and it pays off for the senior.
That's a big basket there for Wildwood Catholic. Thomas got it to Salveson in the corner. Taz Harris for three off the back iron. Good box out by Manny Gonzalez on the far side, even though that Matt Mangold came away with the rebound.
Boy, he did his job. He kept McCusker off the boards, allowing Mangold to get the easy rebound.
Mangold dribble penetrates. Might have gotten away with a walk. Right side to Gonzalez. Short jumper by Hindelang's no good. And now Gonzalez is called for a pushing foul in the back. And I think Manny Gonzalez, buddy, may have been called so far this season for somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 or 21 fouls. He doesn't think he's committed any of them.
No, at that time, Jason Thompson, literally somehow went from where he was standing on the court 5 feet the other way. And the referees are saying, well, Gonzalez pushed him in the back. And that will be his fourth personal foul, seventh team foul. More importantly, the seventh team foul against Wildwood Catholic.
I was just about to say, McCusker should be the shooter, not Thompson. And Wildwood Catholic bench is asking for a technical foul because Thompson was the one who tried to walk to the free throw line. 1-1 for McCusker.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Free throw is good.
Thompson was the one that was fouled, not McCusker.
I don't know, from where I saw it,
I was watching how he got pushed. I mean, it was one of those times when I hadn't to be looking directly at it.
Well, Middle will take the result because McCusker made both.
Way to go, Ryan.
33-28.
It didn't matter.
Exactly 5 minutes to go. Kelly to Hindelang, goes back to Mangold, got it to Miller. Miller across the timeline, takes it down the wing, and now it's Mangold. Back to Hindelang. Wildwood Catholic will spread the floor. 4:45 to go in the game. Miller with it. It's back to Hindelang. Hindelang now picked up by McCusker. Hindelang, top of the lane. Foul line jumper, in and out. Rebound Gonzalez, layup, no. Hindelang a rebound, and he got fouled. Boy, Hindelang at his size, buddy, has been awful tough, not only in this game, but for the entire season on the offensive glass.
Oh, Brian, he wants to rebound. He wants to rebound. He wants to hit the offensive glass. He works very hard. He gets very good position. And, quite simply, he just works harder. And when you work like that, your good things are going to happen.
Free throw is good. 34-28 Wildwood Catholic now. They lead by 6.
And they call that foul number 11, Derek Schmalk, second.
Middle has never had a lead in this game, except for 2-0, I believe, buddy. And then Wildwood Catholic came down and made it 3. And it's been Wildwood Catholic ever since. The Crusaders were up by as much as 15. Middle cut it to 5 a few moments ago. Now it's back to 7 at 35-28. Salveson, center of the floor to McCusker. Down to Schmalk. Schmalk will fire a 3. Bang! Schmalk hasn't come close to making an outside shot all night, and he knocked that one down. And it's now a 4-point game. Hindelang up to Kelly. Kelly goes over to Hindelang.
There's a lot of people not knowing the backcourt rule.
Yep. And Hindelang is fouled by Thomas.
He only made a jab step over the half-court stripe, then came back. And would you like to explain?
Well, if you have possession of the ball, you have to have both feet and the ball in the front court to be considered in the front court. Wildwood Catholic inbounds, and Hindelang has it in the backcourt. Hindelang across midcourt, holding against Derek Schmalk. Hindelang dips in to break a 5-second count, and he's bumped and fouled by Salveson, and Salveson actually looks like he took the worst of that.
Yeah, he happened to catch Hindelang spinning back and lowers his shoulder. That will be his third personal foul.
It almost looks like that Middle has fouled intentionally these last couple of times, buddy. Very early, they want to turn it into a foul shooting contest. Oh, the backdoor lob again was there, but this time Hindelang missed the layup right off the inbound. And Middle can cut it to 2 or 1 with a 3. One's in the air, no good by Thompson, and Kelly comes down with the rebound. Hindelang bounces over to Kelly. Kelly goes to Mangold. Mangold over to Miller. Miller on the right side against Thomas. Back to Hindelang.
Under 3 minutes to play.
Hindelang into the lane. Short jumper. In and out. Tipped up by Miller. No good, but he got his own rebound, and it's knocked out of his hands and out of bounds.
Well, he actually made a smart play there. He threw it off Ira Thomas's leg. Julian Miller saw he was going to be trapped there, and he was in trouble.
And 30-second timeout being called by Wildwood Catholic. I actually believe, buddy, that the timeout was called before the ball was knocked out of bounds. Dave DeWeese, the coach, saw Miller trapped in a bad spot and called for the timeout because he tried to rescind the timeout after the ball got knocked out of bounds and he knew it was going to be his team's possession. But the official closest to the Wildwood Catholic bench said, no, you called the timeout already. We have to give it to you.
And again, it's going to be a big possession for Wildwood Catholic because Middle Township on a run. The Crusaders need to be patient. They need to get a bucket.
Over at Wildwood Catholic, Middle Township leading the girls' game 32-22 with 39 seconds to go in the game.
2:52 to play in this basketball game here. And it's Wildwood Catholic 35, Middle Township 31.
Mangold to inbound pass, nearly stolen away by Thomas. Miller made a nice play to retain possession for Wildwood Catholic. Here's Kelly right inside midcourt against Salveson. Puts the ball on the floor to beat a 5-second count. Takes it left side. Dribble drive baseline. Wow, tough shot from a tough angle. No foul called. He wanted one. Certainly not worthy of a foul there. Tyus Harris to the basket, no. Rebound batted around. Oh, what a nice play by Gonzalez. He saved it inbounds behind his back. And Clark Hindelang has it for the Crusaders.
He actually punched the ball out, then ran it down. And as you said, he was able to flip it behind his back to Clark Hindelang.
35-31, Wildwood Catholic in the lead. Here's Gonzalez. Goes to Mangold. Mangold holds, throw it away. Hindelang went to cut toward the basket. And the Wildwood Catholic coaches are mad at Hindelang, and Hindelang actually saying my fault because Hindelang left his teammate to cut. Mangold made a pass, and the ball ended up on the Wildwood Catholic bench.
Just under 2 minutes to play. 1:55. 35-31, Crusaders on top.
Thomas, Middle's had a couple of opportunities here, buddy, down 4 with the ball and haven't scored. Here's Thompson now for 3, short. Rebound McCusker, no good, but a foul. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And Middle really did not need to shoot a three-point basket there. One of the few times Jason Thompson did not have a good look.
And, you know, buddy, the other thing, too, is Middle Township has not gotten a lot of offensive rebounds in this game, but that was certainly a big one there.
Ryan McCusker has done a good job. He's done a very good job off the bench for Middle Township.
Missed that first free throw. Taz Harris checks in for Derek Smoke.
He's 5 for 7 from the line is Ryan McCusker.
1:38 to go. McCusker, the second of 2 free throws to try to cut the lead to 3. And that one is good. So it's 35-32. Middle in the lead, or Wildwood Catholic in the lead. Mangold got it to Kelly. Kelly faked the pass, center of the floor, got it back to Mangold. Mangold on the floor, center of the floor to Hindelang. And he'll bring it across the timeline himself. Over to Mangold. Mangold in the corner to Miller. Miller back to Mangold. Wow, Mangold had to be real good to catch that one, buddy. That was a pass from, And now Harris is fouls Hindelang.
Well, they had a foul to give. They only had 5 team fouls. They now have 6. That's the first personal foul on number 5, Taz Harris.
Well, if you're Wildwood Catholic right now, buddy, you want to get the ball in Clark Hindelang and Pat Kelly's hands as much as possible. They get it into Hindelang in the backcourt. Working against Taz Harris. Takes it right side. Oh, great pass in the post. Layup is good by Manny Gonzalez.
And that time they left the double Hindelang, and somebody left Gonzalez wide open under the basket, and Hindelang found him. 37-32.
Thomas to Harris. Harris for 3, left side. Off the iron, no good. Rebound taken by Mangold. 56 seconds to go. We have a foul in the backcourt. It's Wildwood Catholic by 5. And Matt Mangold will come down and shoot 1 and 1. And these are big free throws here. If he makes both ends, it makes it a 3-possession game. And if he misses one, it certainly still opens the door for Middle.
They call that foul number 2, Tommy Salveson. That's his 4th, team's 7th. And as you said, Mangold with the line for a 1 and 1.
Derek Schmalk for Middle and MJ Nestler come in for Wildwood Catholic. Free throw by Mangold is good.
38-32, 56 seconds left to play. Wildwood Catholic on top.
And this one is certainly big here. As we said, it can make it a 3-possession game. That one's no good. The rebound comes down to Jason Thompson. Thompson comes across midcourt. Right side to Salveson. Salveson trying to dribble penetrate. Goes to McCusker. 18-footer. Short. Rebound Gonzalez. Got it to Miller. Miller in the backcourt, trying to dribble away from pressure, and threw it all the way into the front court to Hindelang, who was down by himself. And he backs away and gets fouled with 32 seconds to go.
And Hindelang will go to the line for a 1 and 1. That foul was on number 21 for Middle Township, Ryan McCusker. That's McCusker's 2nd, team's 8th. And up until Matt Mangold missed that free throw, Wildwood Catholic was 7 for 7 from the line, Brian. Now 7 for 8 as a team.
Here's the free throw from Hindelang. That is good. And that's a real big one there. That's going to make it real difficult for Middle with 32 seconds left, and that ups the Crusader lead to 7. And the second free throw is also good.
Nothing but the bottom of the net for Clark Hindelang.
40-32, Wildwood Catholic in the lead. Salveson races up the floor, got it to Thompson. Thompson steps in, open for 3, knocked it down. Timeout, Middle Township. That'll make it a 5-point game with 21.9 seconds to go. Full timeout. We'll take a timeout too. 98.7 the Coast, WCZT.
You can't be real happy with the fact that Jason Thompson got such a good look. Again, one offensive player that's really going to hurt you down this end of the floor.
I think what they're really upset about is that someone gambled for a steal about 24 feet from the basket instead of trying to stay in front of Thompson. And like you said, that gave him the open look.
And Jason Thompson able to, that time he was square, had his feet set, and Jason Thompson knocked it down. And when you leave Jason Thompson wide open, that's what he's going to do. He can shoot. And as you said earlier in the game, he's also added to his repertoire. He's now able to take his man off the dribble and get to the basket to create some things for himself, becoming more of a complete player.
So Wildwood Catholic to inbound. 21.9 seconds to go. Mangold to get it in. Having some trouble, throws it deep. Up, stolen by Salveson. Got it over to Harris in the corner to Thompson. Down low to McCusker. Missed the layup, but got fouled. Wow, that's a mistake there by Mangold, buddy. That's a situation there where you have to call a timeout and not force the ball inbounds. That's the 4th foul called against Hindelang.
Yeah, obviously the last thing you want to do in that situation is throw a Hail Mary pass
2 shots here for Ryan McCusker. I mean, he pretty much has to make both to give his team still a chance. First one's no good, and that's a big miss. Because now, even if he makes this one, it's still a 4-point game. And the second free throw is short. Rebound taken by Hindelang. Hindelang holds the basketball, dribbles it up the side, and is fouled by Taz Harris.
That'll be the second personal foul on Taz Harris. 9th team foul against Middle Township, so Hindelang will still be shooting a 1-and-1.
1-and-1 for Clark Hindelang.
.3 seconds left to play in this boys basketball game. Wildwood Catholic on top, 40-35.
Free throw by Hindelang is good. That'll make it 41-35. 11.3 seconds to go, 6-point game. And this one, without a doubt, will ice it if it goes. And it does. 42-35 with 11.3 to go. Middle pushes the ball up the floor. Thomas to Salveson. Fires a contested 3. Rebound by McCusker. Missed an open layup. Miller the rebound. Middle elects not to foul. And the buzzer sounds. And your final score, Wildwood Catholic 42. Middle Township 35. Back after this. Wrap this one up on 98.7 The Coast.